Hello everyone and welcome back to the top 8 of the Millennium Games Regional Championships. This is Tim.
This is Marcus.
I'm Nam.
Hi, I'm Jeremy.
And once again we've got Josh on the left playing his NEH deck and a newcomer, Jake, on the right playing Whizzard.
Lovely playmat too.
Yeah, that's the really nice Maya playmat that was being given out for the regionals this year.
So cool.
Yeah.
So pretty.
And
I could feel the energy coming from it.
And this is, we're down in the loser's bracket. I believe this is the loser's bracket semifinals. So whoever wins here will be going to the loser's finals, and the winner of that heads on to meet the other Josh in the finals.
It wasn't all Jay, because we just saw Aaron.
Yes.
Because whoever wins this game is going to go meet Aaron. I believe.
A bunch of Jays and Aaron in the top 8, it would seem. There was a few people we didn't catch on camera due to timings of games and that kind of thing.
You can only record so much.
Only record so much.
Just need to buy, 15 more cameras.
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah. We just need to one of the other Netrunner channels, Peachhack, that does an amazing job. They have 15 cameras for their games
For one table.
So if you had that, we cannot afford such things. But if you want to see some really high quality content, the guys over at Peachhack do a great job. So go check them out. So NEH Whizzard. This really just comes down to, at first, a speed game of whether an Astro can come out quick, and then it comes down to when you find turntable to steal the Astro counters back, is what I've found anyway.
Did he just put in earplugs?
Yeah, I was wondering about
He
that.
did, yeah. So he mentioned, we can't hear the audio here, but he mentioned that it was getting a little loud in the store. So this was also tabletop day.
Yes.
And so there was a lot of people in the store playing games. And so at some points it was getting pretty loud, so Josh put in some earplugs so that he could focus on the game.
I'm actually surprised that more people don't listen to music while they play.
Yeah, I've only seen a handful, just to kind of keep yourself in the zone a little bit.
Well, or I've seen the people that I've seen do it will put one earphone in, so they can still, interact.
Yeah.
But it just seems like it seems like a game that lends itself to that.
Yeah, of getting into a flow sort of.
Yeah. Listen to your techno music or some really weird mashups. It just feels like it would fit.
Maybe that's why I lose all the time. I'm not listening to music.
You're not listening to music and you're playing News Team, man.
Low blow. You can insult my not listening to music.
Yeah.
But News Team.
It's sacred. Okay, so we see, in the last game of the top 8 with Josh, we see him starting an early remote off the first turn. Which I guess a lot of the times against Whizzard, one of the strategies is just rush an agenda. Because he's only really got, Faust and David to break ice, and it's going to take him a while to find them sometimes. So, giving himself that opportunity.
It's like a play strike came down right away, though, so no more draw for NEH for the time being.
Which doesn't hurt quite as much as some of the other...
No.
Yeah.
It's not... It sucks. But
it's not devastating, say, like Blue Sun or something.
Sure,
but
right.
Sure.
It's still a little hit on efficiency.
Yep.
Or, cerebral imaging.
Yeah.
Which I had not even thought of until you mentioned it in that earlier video.
I have a 22 card hand side. Crap.
So he does not get the draw there. Haha!
Victory!
It's already paid out.
Yeah.
It's worth the 1 credit that one time.
Yeah, that's a click.
Viva la revolution.
Defending R&D.
Defending R&D, so it's just showing that he potentially has nothing in HQ. And considering the sweeps week, just realized that Jake does not have a full hand, so instead clicks for a credit. And I think that is one of those situations where there was no game state change, so you can take things back, etc., etc.
If I have ice and I need to put it somewhere,
R&D is
never a bad place. Yeah. Also, he's got to be expecting the cutlery is going to show up at some point, so you got to
over ice.
Yeah, get a buffer.
Yep.
I don't think anybody's going to disagree that that's a good play.
Yes. And especially with NEH, you're once you hit a certain point, just scoring as soon as things touch your hand, and so HQ isn't as important to defend.
Losing a team sponsorship
team sponsorship, okay.
So that's 4 credits.
Well, that's kind of a running...
Sorry, 1 credit.
1 credit. It's Whizzard after all.
Tim, tell me if I'm wrong, but that seems to be a running theme in our commentaries. Everyone else tries to read into a move, and I'm like, it doesn't necessarily mean that.
The counterpoint.
Objection! And you guys know exactly what hand gesture I'm doing.
Yeah.
Good radio move, Nam.
Everybody says I have a great face for radio.
This is why we don't show ourselves on the screen during this.
Now getting full value for that sweeps, I assume. Yep,
Yes.
there it is.
All right.
No, that would mean less if we didn't make a Netrunner tutorial video with the two of us
And
all
our
over
faces.
it.
Yes, I know. I'm very well aware. So
Slums in the heap there.
Slums in the heap. Like we were saying, a lot of people were expecting industrial genomics decks with slums as one of the counters to that. So a lot of people put a slums in there. It's pretty good against this variety of NEH too, where they've got team sponsorship and temples and that kind of jazz. And that was CVS.
If this is the first video we're watching, we've commented many times how at this regionals, everyone teched for IG, but no one actually played IG.
Yeah.
It was really odd.
There was not a single... The boogeyman in the room before this tournament was how many people are going to play that hideous bioethics IGE deck with museums and everything, and no one did. So
no one did.
We're all upstanding human beings here in Rochester and the greater area,
and everybody who would come here.
And it's not just that; it's also a time issue because that IG deck, as dominant as it is, it's also very slow.
It's true.
And even without that, we saw one of the top 8 games go to time with NEH versus Whizzard, which should be fast. So if you're playing an actual slow deck, then
it'll be
when
tough.
You're thinking through all your plays pretty carefully for a top 8, things slow down even further.
Especially if you assume that the other person might be IG as well.
Yeah, having to go both ways is
there's no way you're finishing 2 matches in 65 minutes with both people doing IG.
Sweet Jackson Howard, that would be ridiculous. So he's considering. So yeah, Employee Strike is denied.
It's like 3 or 4 cards now
here, so it's actually paying out pretty well.
That's why, I mean, to be honest, I understand why Employee Strike's being played a lot. It's why it confused me why we didn't see, what's the inverse of that? Is it Cerebral Static?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It surprised me we don't see Cerebral Static more.
I think part of it is that the corp ability on the identity is a lot stronger, or at least more central to the strategy than compared to runners.
I don't want to say more central. I just think it occurs statistically more throughout a game. And it's just the impact is just bigger.
Yeah. And there's some decks that are playing it a lot, and some Jinteki decks would throw it as like a one-off just to to counter some Polina actually would play a one-off to counter Employee Strike because it denies you so much money. But yeah, I mean, it is a little surprising we haven't seen more of the Corp currents.
All right, scored Beal.
Scored a Beal.
Outside of Sync.
Right? Yeah, Sync. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, right.
Or Soul, you mean, I assume.
Soul.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Yes. Sync is doing different things.
Everyone's yelling in the comments now.
Yeah, I was going to say. Man, the internet's coming for my blood.
Yeah.
You could have it. I'm talking about his, not mine.
Thanks, Nom.
You're welcome.
See, this has been a little bit of a slow start for Whizzard. He hasn't really seen any of the pieces that you're looking for.
All he needs is a David, and apparently he can get through a lot of stuff.
David will get through... Yeah, because Wraparound, Archangel...
Did he score an Astro down there?
I believe it was a Beal.
It was a Beal.
Okay.
I believe it was a Beal, because that's... A lot of times you can put that out there as like a testing the waters. Like, it's not as terrible if you lose a Beal.
Mm-hmm. Still 2 points, though.
2 points, yeah. Ooh. Medium.
It's a good thing he has 2 eyes.
And he's got
Yeah,
4
but
credits,
though.
so that's enough.
You could probably res at least one of them. Unless it's double wraparound, in which case.
Yeah. Yeah, you're expecting, like, wraparound.
Looked like that was a Cobra in front.
Yeah.
There's Cobra.
Ooh.
It kills the medium, but it puts him down to no money?
I mean, I think it might be okay.
Well, considering Whizzard doesn't have a lot up yet.
Yeah, that is true.
That can be good.
Yeah, this is a...
But the thing is, he is going to make it through. So
yeah,
that's,
he will make it
Depends
through.
what this draw is.
It's a data sucker. And switches out to the 4-sided die to pick the next one.
You don't have to re-roll if you change dice. It's nice.
So Employee Strikes are toast. Trash out. That was a Temple, I think? The number Temple?
Yep, Temple.
Okay, so
Looks like it.
We're going Temple.
It costs 1.
So usually once you see a Temple...
Museum does as well, so...
Yeah, I think it's a Temple.
I think it's a Temple.
So usually once you see Temple, you're expecting a little bigger ice than you would expect for a straight fast advanced deck. You might see like a couple toll booths, an assassin or 2 sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And so that gives you a little information seeing that. And we've seen sponsorship as well.
So he's pulling out all the stops.
He's got all the things. Whizzard does have a lot of money, but he doesn't have a whole lot to do with it yet.
Yeah, no wild side, and basically just a daily cast.
Yeah. Which he's played a couple, I think at least one I've had worse. He's been drawing pretty consistently, so
He's digging.
I think he's either digging or he just has everything in hand and is just waiting to throw the ridiculous bomb.
And for maybe the first time in history, he actually has time against an NEH deck.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not under an enormous amount of pressure. A lot of times, if you were this slow to set up against an NEH, it would be too late a lot of the times. But he's been staying pretty even.
Had that first agenda been Astro, this could be a different game right now.
Yeah, again, that is often the case. And which is, I mean, if you haven't seen since this has come out, since this tournament was played, the most wanted list has changed. There was some errata that Astro script is now a 1 per deck, so things are going to change quite a bit. But he does grab
not
an
on the
Astro.
most. It's not the most wanted list anymore.
It's in the
Well,
FAQ.
Technically, the FAQ, it's limit 1 per deck now, and also on the MWL until August. So it's actually both.
So for 2 weeks, it costs an influence and is a 1 per deck.
That's ridiculous.
Which
Don't play Astro for now.
Which some of the Canadian regionals fall in that time
Yes.
frame. So it's going to be terrible. But for this tournament, you can play 3 Astros.
Yep.
And NEH was really good. And he did have the David after all of the
Drawing.
the build up, and like Nam was saying, he was just waiting for a move to be made to start throwing stuff out.
Also, I don't think, this NEH build is bad, but the identity is still going to be
Oh,
good
yeah,
because
the
it's
identity-
free draws.
it's still-
You're just going to have to build it quite differently.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
all.
Free draws, extra influence.
Yeah, extra influence. There's so many
It's
benefits still.
Very solid, but the straight fast advance Astro Train rip and roar has been cut down a bit.
I think it might be dead.
It's fast advance looks very different.
Astro Caboose.
Right now, I think a case could be made that NEH is, NBN is no longer
The
fast advanced faction.
The fast advanced faction,
Very well
which
good.
is crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy to actually say out loud, but I don't think it is anymore.
Yeah.
It'll
But
be on
let's
the
not-
internet.
Let's not turn this.
Anyway,
let's
back
not
to-
turn this regional
back to
video
this
into
regional.
discussing this.
Which
I knew
happens-
it would happen at some point.
It was big news. Got to talk about it a little bit. But yeah, at this point, just to comment again, this regional happened right after the Salsette Island data pack came out.
Mm-hmm.
And so Cobra was brand new at that point. Salsette Slums, which we saw go into the heap, was brand new at that point. I think those
Plano was
Plano was
the
the one before. I think those
but
were
Plano
the
was still fresh.
Plano was still recent. It was still in kind of a state of flux. People hadn't figured it out fully. I don't think the decks were
And then
still
it
quite
went
a bit different from one another.
Then it went away.
Yeah, yeah.
Right after this regional, I haven't seen Plano since.
Part of it is you're using Polana because it's so new. It's do people know how to play against it yet? That's part of the reason. But then once people figured it out and it's you can't build a better deck, then well, what are you gonna do? Go back to something you know. That and so.
Yeah, and NEH just still clicking for credits and drawing up and really probably just looking for his biotic laborers or
Sansans.
Whoa!
Oh, there's the wild cakes.
That's in one turn.
Yeah.
I gotta say, honestly, I don't see that often.
Yeah.
Usually you see one of them come down, and then a turn or two later, the other one come down. That boom, boom.
If I see Wildside come down first, that's not as unusual.
Yeah.
But if I see Pancakes come down without Wildside, that's a lot more unusual because sometimes I'll just hold that back until I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it does nothing until you have something. To
You don't want to
You can run
needlessly
into
spend.
enigmas.
This is true. Face check with impunity.
Okay, good.
That's true.
Yes.
I hadn't even thought of that for pancakes.
I remember it coming up once, but it's such a small use case that...
So now this is... NEH... Now they are starting to hit... Josh is hitting the credit threshold where things are getting scary again, so Whizzard does have to start pressuring.
Mm-hmm.
At the very least, check the face-down remotes.
Sansans could be anywhere.
Yep. And you might want to put a little pressure on HQ, I think.
Surprised he let the pop-up live.
He was trying to go wreck the wild side. Clever.
Good call.
Putting Jake on 3 points. And here comes Faust.
Oof.
So what are you looking for?
That did not take long.
Yeah, what are you looking for as the corp here?
Pain.
Biotic labor, probably, if you're running it.
Right, because it's going to be very tough to get a Sansan to stick.
Because I'm pretty sure even with Sandsign, Wizard's going to trash it.
Yeah, he's at this point probably going to check every face down to kill Sansans. And he has liberated accounts and one more ticket daily cast, so money isn't a
This is
huge
not an
object.
issue. Yeah.
Was Jeeves available yet for this?
Jeeves was available. Yes, Jeeves I think had also just come out.
Jeeves had just come
And
out.
so that was,
Okay.
we did see some Jeeves as well. So
All right. So if this deck threw Jeeves in, then you could use that too.
Yeah.
I actually have a Jinteki deck where I use Jeeves to advance things, fast advance things, basically.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
It's a cool card.
I don't know, was he in the video? But the second seed coming out of Swiss, he was playing Jeeves.
So we got another install on the remote there, trying to build at least something that can hold out Whizzard over here.
I actually think he's just doing it to waste clicks.
On the above the wraparound, I mean.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I meant like all the other assets that he's
Oh,
installing.
yeah.
Oh,
That's-
yeah. He's just
That's obvious.
throwing stuff to get... If you're going to draw cards, you might as well just throw stuff. Waste Wizard's time. And we saw that he has team sponsorship, so some of those are probably sponsorships out there.
Yeah. Lying in wait.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, I'm having trouble getting to the mind of either player right now.
Yeah. I think this is a good call on the runner. Pressuring HQ, he hasn't been able to go for anything in quite a while. He doesn't have a secure remote. He hasn't seen any fast advance pieces.
But to be fair, I mean, Tim, what you were saying is you were thinking that he should have done this earlier.
Hitting HQ?
Yeah.
I think either this turn or the previous, I would have hit HQ. There is a
there's
biotic.
a biotic.
Okay,
He does
so
have
now,
biotic.
yeah,
Now
this
he's
makes
looking
me
for
go-
an agenda.
This makes me go run HQ again.
Certainly has the money to pay for it.
Yeah,
Yes.
he has money, and he could also throw cards to Faust if he really wanted the money.
I meant for the biotic labor.
Oh, for the biotic, sorry. Yes. Yeah, and even if he throws it, he'll still be comfortable afterwards.
Mm-hmm. But that Cobra is not long for the world.
No. And that is the risk here, is if you take the time to biotic, and here's medium. So if you take the time to biotic,
Ooh.
things are going to happen.
Ooh.
Yeah, and the scores aren't like, nobody's near win. It's 2 and
Right.
3, so there's got to be at least 2 more steals or 3 more scores,
Okay, so this is
probably.
the
Daily
business
business
show.
show.
So this lets him look for the Astro. One Astro's been stolen, so there's still 2 in the deck.
Which one do I
Sweeps and
pick?
something else, maybe.
Tough to tell.
Let me keep something.
There wasn't an immediate rip.
Yeah.
So there was probably not an Astro.
It's not obvious.
That
Yep,
could just
it
be
is.
good gamemanship.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Never make a decision too fast because your
Yeah.
opponent sees how fast you make it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unless you're making a bad decision really fast.
Yes. That's what Nam does.
Yeah. Okay, so
Like I've definitely had daily business show and had pulled 2 cards and the best card I absolutely wanted and the worst card for my situation. I always try to at least go, I'm not sure. I have to think this through.
Oh, decides to
Overwrite.
overwrite the ice. Looks like he's got an Archangel. Maybe is that a toll booth in there as well?
Possibly.
Could be
With
anything.
David up.
He's only got 1 credit, though. Well,
Yeah,
he does have a
yeah, he's
liberated,
got
though, so it
liberated.
doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, the toll booth would tax dollars because the liberated doesn't last forever.
Right.
And so, the sooner you can start taxing, the
Yep.
sooner they'll run out.
It's also got David. You got to assume cutlery too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so actually Archangel is good there because Toll Booth will just lose him some money, but he doesn't have to spend the David counter, and then he can cutlery back in. Whereas the Archangel, he has to spend the David to avoid bouncing something important.
Also, half the cost, which is nice.
Yes, that too. So there are still, I think there might be 1 unchecked remote up there.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever looked at the innermost.
Yeah, and then there's something in the remote now.
Yep.
The innermost is probably CVS, because he's not done anything with it for a while.
Right, and he...
Or it's Sansan, and he's
yeah, it
just
could be Sansan,
waiting for
he
the
just-
agenda.
Yeah, he just hasn't gotten to it yet.
I mean, we know he has Biotic, so it's like if he didn't use that could
Yep.
just be a Sansan.
Right.
But
Hmm.
Herm.
The plot thickens.
The thick plots.
The thick plans.
So yeah, it's tempting to take at least 8 poke at HQ as well.
Looks like he's going for the remote, though.
Okay.
Yeah, just to
He's
see what
he's
it
on
is,
a
I
lot of
think.
cash. And there's the
Boom.
assassin.
Chakalaka.
Assassin.
So yeah, you have to.
Got
You don't have the
name for
money.
it.
You have to break it if you care about the cards in your hand.
Also means he doesn't have a David for wraparound.
Yeah.
Right. He will have to go cards here if that's the way he's going to go.
Which it makes you choose the cards instead of the random loss to assassin, so
Yep.
it's an extra card, but you get to choose what it is.
He's got wild side.
Yeah, exactly.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Unless there's a snare down there.
Yeah. He
chose to
out,
jack or
jacked down.
plays David,
Whoa, maybe he let the run end.
and then knifes there.
Okay, just getting rid of the wraparound.
So breaks the assassin and kills the wrap. Does not have enough money to try. Oh, now it's 15 minutes.
Not the worst thing.
Does not have because that was if that had been Sansan down there, he didn't have the money to trash that.
Mm-hmm.
So solid play by Josh there.
Yeah, that's
again like in his last game, he using 15 minutes as just a bluff card.
But you also have to remember to pull it back.
Yes,
because if you don't remember,
we learned that one the hard way.
Yes.
To his credit, he's distracting him enough to keep his assets alive.
That is true.
Yep.
He's actually, and he does.
That's true. He does have a couple of agendas in there.
Yeah, he does have some stuff in hand. Oh, he's got an Astro.
He's got an Astro, so I don't know why he wouldn't do that.
This will put him on 3 credits with a medium on the table.
But if that is the CVS, 3 is enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so looks like he is going for the Astro score.
Yep.
Astro and 4. Okay, this is when things start to get
4 to 4.
pretty interesting.
This is the juicy time.
This is the
juicy time.
Okay, so here comes as soon as he scores the Astro, here comes turntable. So he took Liberated, played a turntable, and now we go try to score anything.
So, quick question to you guys, because I've only started playing turntable, and I'm wondering, do you guys try and play it right away, or do you guys try and save it like he did?
I mean, situational
memory.
If you need the memory, you play it. But a lot of times, you might want to hold it back until they get an important agenda.
I see.
But again, it's one of those ones where you don't have to play it a certain way at any time.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right,
if you can do something like this, it's fantastic because it's a surprise. I can take your Astro.
Yeah, it's also
So he does trash Jackson. That does give. Oh, I guess he's out of money, but this does give Josh a fresh card off R&D.
He has
But
a
he does
dollar.
not have the money to score it. And that looks like an NAPD.
Yep. Is he going to keep that?
You can get
Nope,
that
he's
out.
putting the NAPD back. He's like, only things I could score in one turn.
NAPD and DVS are the best combo on the corp side.
Yes.
Because you just use DVS to get rid of NAPD.
Please go away.
Okay, so you've seen him spend 1 knife, so there's likely 1 more knife in the deck. So Eli might hold up for a little bit.
Yeah, and if he's gonna levy, he has to build up some money first. at
Right.
least. Granted, he still has 1 click left on the
Liberated.
Yeah, so you get liberated. The deck is getting a little thin, so Levy's probably coming soon.
I actually don't think that Eli is taxing, but it's not a showstopper. Like, it'll help, but if he happens to get the right thing off the top, it's whatever.
And with knife being everywhere, it's made Eli a little less good than he was.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Click, he's
he
dead.
dies to clicks.
yeah, that's rough.
I mean, a bit worse, not expecting any damage.
Nope.
Whizzard says, Eli, I'm going to stab you so hard, you're going to wish I didn't stab you so hard.
He's just a boy.
I should say, but he's a little boy.
Same old thing for the knife. Okay.
But mister...
Thinking that he can break the front ice here. And it's Archangel.
I would have loved if he rezzed a wrap around there.
I mean, this is like 3 cards. It's still
3 cards, that's
Still
true.
3.
Yeah, so it'd be 4 instead of 3, so it wouldn't be that great. Never mind, I retract
Just
my
makes-
statement.
But he probably doesn't have the clicks for Eli at this point. though.
Yeah, so he needs the cards for Eli too.
Yeah.
He
Or is
might
he just
have
going to break and jack?
1 click left. Did he play and immediately fire the same old thing?
I don't remember what was on the table.
I wasn't paying attention.
Way to go. He might just have 6 cards here and feels it's worth it.
Yeah, so breaks the Archangel.
Okay, yep, he's just going to trash.
Boom, boom,
7
boom.
cards.
And there goes
Everything.
Eli.
That's a lot of cards.
And we're looking at 2
Yeah,
and
so
medium.
Eli's gone, and then he's going to access, 2 or 3?
2 cards.
Okay.
Oh, and it's Astro. And he takes the Astro card.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh, that's a spicy meatball. That does not feel good.
Delicious! Wow, that's so unlucky.
Oh, I'm
Not gonna lie.
sorry, Josh. I'm so sorry.
Well, he's gotten rid of the NAPDs at least.
Yep.
As a consolation
one.
prize, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
because he has
that-
another. We know he has another Beal in hand, so if he still had the Astro counter, he's in a really good spot.
But he just lost it because
Yeah.
he's still...
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Oof.
Turntable, ladies and gentlemen. This is why.
I was about to say those 6 cards. I was like, man, this R&D hit has to be pretty good for those 6. Okay, those 6
it's
cards
so
are totally
good.
worth it. Those
Yeah.
are totally worth it.
every day of the week.
Yeah, I'll give 6 cards for. Wait, I get an agenda and steal your counter? Sure.
So re-icing.
Well, thinking about it.
Well,
Yeah, you kind of with
he's
Wildside-
posturing.
Wildside charging his hand every turn, and a charged up medium. You got to be concerned.
I don't know how the court pulls this game
Yeah,
out.
this
I'm
is
pretty
something-
sure that Whizzard's got a huge advantage.
Yeah,
here.
because he would have to get up to. He has a biotics. No, he spent the biotics. Sorry.
Oh, he's putting it back finally.
you
Okay,
remember
he's
the-
like...
At this
Yeah,
point,
but it's
though,
at
it almost
5.
doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't
Yeah.
because he already scored the breaking news too. So
Yeah.
Right, no, but the difference is it's another card that won't win him the game. Like, if he steals it, he just gets back to 6, versus if he
yeah,
steals
it's something
else.
that isn't a winning agenda. That's true.
It's a slight dilution. It's not the optimal dilution, but it's like, that's the way to do it.
No, actually, because he would just turntable.
Oh,
the
you would
other
turntable
two-pointer.
it. Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh,
That's true.
sorry. Maybe that was a bad play in this situation.
Yeah.
It's if turntable wasn't out.
Well, it does. It gives him a shuffle of the deck though,
Yes.
That's
which
true.
lets him see cards that Jake has not seen.
That's okay. That's something.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
something.
That's something. Yeah.
Because at this point, HQ is probably more secure than R&D.
Bubba's a very secure ice.
Well, he's not going to waste his time for
Exactly.
single accesses. Yeah.
Now he's got that medium juicied up.
That's what it says. Juicy time.
I was a callback. That's what I was going for.
Okay, still ices up R&D.
Yeah, probably good call, but I mean, is he
Yeah,
going to have
takes
money
the
to
credit.
res it?
If it's made a quandary or
Pop up, maybe.
pop
Yeah.
up.
Was Vanilla out yet?
Vanilla was not out.
No,
yet.
I don't
Oh,
think so.
All right.
Vanilla's fantastic.
I can't wait for them to make chocolate.
Taking some money here.
I was just sitting here thinking, I need to think of a witty thing about chocolate. Oh.
Yep, and there goes. Oh, no, I thought that was Levy.
Oh, he's just making change. For another
Okay.
rapid worse.
Probably drawing for Levy at this point.
I mean, he has his deck, so if he doesn't have it in hand,
Yeah.
then he doesn't have
Let
levy.
it just pop.
Okay. He's like, oh man, if he's gonna run here,
Yep.
it'll be okay.
Break it with that worthless chronotype.
Program. Rocky Road. Click. Taste delicious.
1, 2,
Yep.
3.
Nope.
No.
Archangel, but he doesn't have the money to fire it, so
Yep.
it just sits there and takes a credit.
But he has to reveal it, right? He had to tell him that
He had
that's
to tell him it
Archangel.
was Archangel,
Yeah.
so he knows what all that card is at least.
Yep.
And yeah, wow, that pad campaign has actually stayed up for almost the entire game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and against Whizzard too. I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
I
So
think at this
PBS
point, Wizard's just like, I don't need
And the Daily Business Show, also very
Yeah.
surprising.
Well, Business Show at this point is almost a hindrance, though, because it's giving Wizard fresh cards every
This is
turn.
true.
Oh, that's true. You're right. Yeah. Oh yeah, because you're gonna cycle through 2,
Right.
And yeah, so
Okay, I was
Yeah.
going to say.
There's Levy. Last card.
I was waiting for it. I'm like, it's got 1 card left. That has to be
Be
Levy,
Levy.
right?
That's
Yep.
when you hit him with that EMP and win the
Yep.
game.
Spicy splash.
Yeah.
Yes. Faust, David, all useless.
Yeah. Okay, so down to 0 credits, but again, credits.
I mean,
don't
5 cards though,
matter that
totally
much
worth it.
when you have Faust.
Mm-hmm.
Although we do know that a few of the agendas are NAPDs that are left in the deck, so
That could come into play.
he might actually need the money.
But he's got such an advantage right now
Yeah, I mean,
as
he's
far
in
as
a-
I see it.
Jake's in a fantastic spot here.
I mean, even if he sees the NAPD and can't steal it, he's gonna know it's in hand,
Yeah.
or if he has to install it, so he can either just continuously run on HQ for the pop up or whatever.
Mhm.
It's
Right.
fine. It's
Right.
not a big deal.
So you can probably take a little time to build here.
I mean, yeah, building credits wouldn't be a bad idea for really either side at this point.
So credits trashes the
daily business show, career fair.
guest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Solid.
Oof.
Yeah,
That was pretty baller right there.
Usually when I see the corp low on money, I would go for the econ first, especially because we just discussed that cycling the cards. Although I know that medium doesn't have counters now, but
There's 2 agendas in hand. You see what 5 have been stolen. So there's not.
it might just be those 2 in hand and the 2 NAPDs left.
Yeah.
Looks like he just threw down an NEPD in that remote.
Wow.
Well, he has 0 credits. He's banking on.
Oh, and he shows him that it's NAPD. So he knows that this is NAPD now. So you just take money and suffer assassin?
Yeah, I mean,
I was
you
going to
don't
say,
lose.
yeah.
if you win the game, it doesn't matter that you lost cards and programs.
Yes, that's the optimal play. But is he going to do it, or does he think it's a bait?
Because you're on 5, so...
Yeah.
So
But I
he takes
mean,
2 and he runs.
He's seen most of the deck, so he knows that there's not really any traps. So
Right, exactly.
I really think
so this is very safe.
Yeah. I would say it's probably okay.
Yep.
All right. I guess he's desperate at this point.
This
He's
is
just trying
another
anything.
one of those where, how else do I get out of this?
Yeah,
Yep.
well, I mean, what else do you do?
But and at the same time, like, if you slow play it, you don't immediately lose, I guess.
Yeah, you're just
But
delaying
it's
the
a tough.
inevitable.
It's a tough spot.
You're just
either way.
delaying
It's
the
tough either
inevitable
way.
at a certain point.
So it trashes the medium, and probably takes some damage. I'm assuming.
Was that the proper play, or getting rid of Faust would?
I mean, at this point, he knows it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So,
I think, yeah.
so
But even if it doesn't really matter, like, you still
just
want
like
to play
getting in the
slightly
habit of,
optimal
like,
just in case.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case, like, he decides to jack out, it's like, no, you're faking me out or
Yeah.
something. Or, no, I only have 1 card left in hand, and that's a June bug.
When he hits the I've had worse than insult to injury, and that is an
there it is.
EPD.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing I can think of that he was going for was that the opponent on the right might think it was a 1-pointer.
And is it worth it to like throw the game if I'm just going to get a 15
Right.
minutes?
A 1 point.
That is
yeah,
true.
right.
Well,
That's true.
of course, not thinking about turntable in that case, but
Yeah, I guess turntable.
Yeah, no. Turntable would have won on the game. So
Yeah,
he's probably no fear because even if it
Yeah,
was. Yeah.
there's no way that works. Maybe he forgot that he had daily casts or something like that too.
Or maybe he was just... here's the thing. At a certain point when your back's against the wall,
Yeah.
you start doing brazen things,
Yeah.
hoping that they go,
What?
what is he trying to
Yeah, like-
pull? And go, I'm going to leave that alone so I don't fall into his trap.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
The
Right.
problem is, in a situation like this, being brazen is not going to save you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a rough one.
Yeah, and it was
That one turn just crushed him.
yeah.
Yep.
And it was a little rough that he was holding that biotic for a long time and just like wasn't seeing.
Yeah,
the
and he was
extra
trying
strength.
like agendas and like how many Jacksons did we see? 1?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think
at
we
least
only-
one was trashed off the
Yeah.
top.
Yeah. So I mean, like I would say
Yeah.
that's maybe slightly unlucky there.
Yeah.
But
Still, quality game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well played.
well
by
played for both sides.
And
Jake
so
moves on.
Jake will be moving on to the losers semifinals, which we will hopefully have in short order. So thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Take care.
see ya.